Good afternoon from Epcot. It's Catherine with Wizarding Wands and Mickey Ears enjoying a gorgeous day here in Epcot. Thought we would start. We are in the France Pavilion. It is a warm day, I can tell you that. So I thought I'd start back here. This is one of my favorite pavilions here at Epcot and kind of a hidden part if you're trying to someone, maybe your kiddos or the sun as it's coming down as well. Thank you so much for subscribing. We really appreciate that. We appreciate you following our page and our stream, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every time we go live. So we're gonna head over here and look out at the Skyliner and the boat coming in from the boardwalk. I'm just gonna peek back this way a little bit. So this is the very edge. This is two entrances to Epcot. This is one right here located closest to the boardwalk, but as you can see, you can take the boat, and then this is also a Skyliner stop for anyone coming in on some of the resorts that offer the Skyliner. What a fun way to come to Epcot and enter the World Showcase. My kids are most excited about Ratatouille coming 2021, and we know October 1st is the day when that is starting as well. Super cute topiaries throughout the park. So the attention to detail is amazing, even on the cheese. And you'll see that lady with her mask pulled down. So if you are stationary now, or you are actively eating and drinking, of course you can pull that down. But for pictures, if you're stationary, you are socially distanced. You can take your mask down for the photo, and then you need to quickly put it back on. So seeing a lot of people appreciating that opportunity as well as taking a break. So when Kelly was here 2 weeks ago, she was kind of did the whole loop. We're going to focus on heading back over the bridge towards England and Canada, and perhaps over to see some more of the topiaries as well. This is I believe a sold out day here at Epcot. So again, that capacity is only 35%, so it's less people, but of course if you're like a lot of people and you haven't been out and about, it might feel like a lot of people, but as you can imagine, the distancing is happening. People are being really respectful of that, which if that's a concern, that is a good thing to know as well. As you can see, not many clouds in the sky today. There is a slight breeze. been in the park since actually before it opened. Today the park hours are 11 to 11. We were here closer to 10:30, and people were being allowed in the parks then. So we were in line for Soarin' before 11. So just know that the park hours, whatever they may say, that certainly is the hours, but you certainly will most likely be able to enter a little early, which is nice. So we're heading over the bridge. So if you had left, you're heading back to where the boats and Skyliners were that I showed you. And then we are going to actually go right, head towards England, stop here. As people are enjoying a little break out of the sun. Boat coming over. Again, there is a nice breeze, I have to say. So that's a lovely part of the weather today.
Once you pass the bridge, you're in France.
We're gonna cut over. Like I said, we're here in England, so one of the parts of the International Flower and Garden Festival. There are all these different kinds of tea if you're a tea drinker, and there's a map inside, and actually if you grab it and you go and visit all the stops and then go inside, you can actually get a sample of tea as a thank you. So all these different kinds, they want you to look at them, but then also see all where the plant actually is. So fun thing to do with kids. What I love about England, a lot of shade in this area as well. So again, if you're looking to get out of the sun or you want to find a quiet spot to get off the beaten path, this is a great place to be. So I don't see her out right now, but this is where you can find Mary Poppins. She was actually right up here on this walkway earlier today, greeting kids and enjoying her shade outside. So this is, again, off the beaten path that you wouldn't normally see characters, but as we know, characters are popping up now and then. So these paths head back this way. So again, if you're walking straight along in England, you might not even know this is back here. So you definitely want to take a detour either the way I came in or the other way where the shops are. And I'll show you those as we exit. But some really pretty gardens. Kids enjoy having a little space to roam and frolic as well. And then of course, because theming is amazing, feel like you're on the streets of England. It's just nice to see so much color and things blooming. So again, all the shops meant to replicate that you are on the streets of England. You'll see straight ahead the Rose and Crown. That's the restaurant here in England. Beautiful views out on the lagoon. Little fish. And there is like a quick service if you enjoy your fish and chips. And I'm going against traffic, so we're going to try to move over a little. The quintessential phone booths, if you can see those over in the distance as well. We'll kind of scoot through another little garden, Shakespeare Garden. So again, a lot more tables out and about if you are enjoying all of the food booths and the different ways to eat. we chose not to have a lunch reservation today and instead just eating our way around the world. We have a dinner reservation later. But again, more gardens. And what I love, it's such a Disney thing to have some facts sprinkled in so your kids can learn some things while they're here. The phone booth as well.
Yeah, just give me a little bit and I'll text you.
Fun addition. So you can see across, and for those of you who haven't been here, I'm gonna scoot in here to the shade so you can see it a little better. Definitely looks a little different here in the middle of Epcot with some large structures that are out in the water as well. So I'm gonna pull over here so you can see that. So you can kind of see the countries in the background, and then those are now in the middle. So one day when we can enjoy some evening entertainment, those are parked here in the middle of Epcot. So definitely a different look for sure. But you can kind of tell crowd-wise too. There's obviously still a lot of open tables. We'll scoot this way so you can see the topiary. And bear with me, hopefully it's really smooth. Okay, probably kind of smooth. And Kelly and Jennifer, I'm not seeing the chat popping up, so if there's any questions, you guys don't mind replying to those. So we're gonna go in here, see what's happening. So again, some really great displays, all the different colors. I love the fun facts like this, like the one I'm reading. Walt Disney World gardeners add up nearly 450,000 mowing miles per year. Crazy. And if you've been here, you can totally understand why. One thing I want to point out too, all of these markings on the grounds, these are universal throughout the parks. So whether you're waiting in line or you're waiting like this to come in here, there is lots of space, and you know very clearly. I think it's a great thing with kids. And again, Kelly, Jennifer, and I have talked about those on our Tuesday lives. So again, if you are not subscribing to our channel, please do. We really appreciate it. Hit that bell icon so you get those notifications when we go live, either here in the parks or on our Tuesday nights. And we have some other things that drop during the week as well. I can tell you, air conditioning in here feels great. Good photo op if you want as well. So, but the markings are great. Even with kids, we were in line behind, families, and how great to say to your kiddo, go ahead and have a seat. So this is a really cool area. A lot of different, again, what I love about what they do during these festivals too, they have the names of everything, but they have pictures. Check out the shadows here. So who doesn't love a good picture of something too? But it gives you an idea of what you're getting. Obviously there's people in here, but it's definitely distanced. Feels good. I can give you an idea of, so we were looking at menus last night trying to decide, that's a little hard to see with the lighting, the mood lighting happening. But, so here's the counter. I mean, the lines are not long in here. They really haven't been bad throughout. So again, there's people here, but for those of you who visited Disney, we like to say pre-pandemic, the crowds are just not the same as they were then. There is some entertainment that's coming back as well. So you want to pick up that park map when you enter the park so that you know what's happening. Again, more of these wonderful kitchens that are throughout as well. Again, tons of space in here to spread out, standing tables, but a lot of people sitting, and plenty of space to take that mask off and enjoy a drink or some food. So walk back in here. These topiaries are really cool. and just telling you about how they make everything. So again, if you are a gardener or you just admire gardening like me, you like looking at it, don't really like necessarily taking care of it, some great little tips throughout. You know, like things like this are really cool for those of us who love Disney too. More than 140 floating gardens rest on future world's lakes, things like that. So, and then talking about how cool is this? How they make the topiary, so the kind of structure they start with. Around the side so you can see it a little more. I mean, pretty cool, pretty amazing. So starting that metal structure and creating what you see throughout the parks. Kind of head out. But again, this space is nestled between, right as you're coming from England. You kind of see it, again, set back, kind of have to know it's here, but plenty of space, which is nice. And again, a cool respite if you're not used to the heat or you just want a little bit of a break. So we were in here earlier, into the park early. We did Soarin', we've done Test Track. We have leisurely walked around and taken a lot of pictures. We've done half the World Showcase. Had a mimosa in France, of course, with some baked goods, one of my must-do activities as well. And so we'll head out and see what else we can find. Trying to keep it steady. So if it's a little wobbly, I do apologize. Again, not as well versed as Kelly and Jennifer. All right, I see this dad pushing the stroller, trying to get a kiddo asleep. How many of us have been there before? A lot. All the entrances and exits are clearly marked as well. So again, something that I hope remains because it's just lovely to have that space as you roam about. So we are back out. Stroll along here. So again, more beautiful gardens, more facts. So you can do a lot of reading if you like to kind of learn more about facts about how much is here on the grounds and how they take care of everything as well. Nestled right between England and Canada, closer to England, honestly. So, again, kind of tucked back in. So I talked about the food booths that were inside where we were. They're also spread throughout the park. So they're not just in the World Showcase. There's two parts to Epcot for those who are not as familiar. They are nestled throughout everything. So it's a great way, again, try some food you maybe normally wouldn't try. Or just to have a little snack here and there. This way, as you can see, so some more of the food booths we're certainly getting into again, more little tables to enjoy. Definitely some shade as well. One thing I want to say too is we were in line behind a family on Soarin', and it was a dad. He was hot today, Kelly. Oh gosh, I think it's supposed to be 89. It feels hot. I will say that. Maybe it's because I've been slightly stressed getting on for this, but no, it's warm. Again, we're getting a good breeze throughout most of the park, but it's warm for sure. So again, masks are required. So just like we talk about a lot on our Tuesday night chats, good mask is what you want to practice with before you come to the parks. You definitely want to do that before you come, rather than trying one here and not being able to breathe or it not fitting properly. We're gonna stroll this way. For those of you who are coffee lovers, here's a Starbucks. Joffrey's is throughout the park, but some of us are a little more partial to our Starbucks. So again, these really pretty food spots that have popped up. So you can look at the menu. This is the one I think Kelly said, the mascarpone cheesecake. I mean, you could just eat yourself. Eat all the way around and eat your. But how cute are these boots? Like, just cutest. I'm gonna do a little bit from over here, and then I'm probably gonna pop off and then attempt to get back on later and show you some more. So this is my favorite part, is just, first of all, the color. If you're in parts of the country that are not blooming yet, or perhaps had snow this week. I know some people had snow this week. The color, the attention to detail, if you can see the Mickey ears. Just so pretty. We got some great pictures over here earlier today as well. So as you can see, a lot more people streaming towards the world than are heading away from it, like I am doing. So, you know, again, more things nestled in, well, some gardens and some more spaces and a lot more tables. That is one addition I think we've definitely seen. And then I really wanted to point this out as well. So the icon of Epcot, but also all of the construction that's happening. So you'll see a lot more walls up here at Epcot than you normally would. But those walls are up because of the construction. So if you can see it off in the distance, Guardians of the Galaxy is in process, being built. Let's up here and see. You can see it. I mean, it is big, and the walls completely surround it. So you will see that as you walk into Epcot. Again, if you haven't been here in a while, looks a little different because of all of that, which is so exciting to see. Again, clearly marked as to which way you need to go. Let's go this way too. The reverse waterfall and the pretty flowers. So another one of those tranquil spots in Epcot that I really enjoy as well. And a breeze. I did take my super cute Mickey mask off and switch to this lighter one so I could, you all could hear me a little bit better today. But again, making sure you have plenty of masks, we've talked about that as well, is you're gonna wanna switch them out during the day. It is warm, and you're gonna wanna have a fresh one or a disposable one that you can toss as well. Coming up on one of my favorite topiaries here as well. Lion King. So cool. My attention to detail is amazing. And as you might have seen, you can take your masks off for photos, which is a most, gosh, less than a week edition.
Are you up there?
We're heading back over towards Soarin', living with the land and the butter. The line was lengthy this morning. It is not a large butterfly house. If you've ever visited them, if you have a garden or conservatory near where you live and you visit them often, but it's beautiful. And I think we got lucky with the characters. And of course, the characters were out a little earlier, probably because it was a little cooler. But Winnie the Pooh was out here frolicking. So I'm going to attempt to go on the butterfly house. We'll see how this goes. The cute. A little abrupt there, sorry. The colors, just bright colors in springtime. Just makes everything better. So Kelly had a little trouble finding it last time, and rightfully so, because it has moved. This is not where it typically is. So it is now tucked back as you are heading. So I'm going to pan. I'll try to pan a little slower. You can see Finding Nemo in the far distance, and then you're going to see again the entrance to Soaring up the ramp. So it's tucked back right here. Hi, just one.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, thanks. Yes, you should always get a festival map. Things that you just talking.
Okay.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Here, yeah.
Hi, Arthur.
Art, how long have you been here, working here?
I've worked for the company for 20 years
Okay.
and Disney World since 2003.
Okay. Well, thank you for your. What a fun job you have.
That's right. And thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Enjoy the butterflies.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So, yeah, as Kelly was saying, a festival map is key. Even if you've been here a lot or you think you know where things are, grab a map so you can make sure that you have it. It's a great souvenir. When we go home, my kids love looking at the maps, even as they're older and just remembering where we've been. But it's a great way to know exactly where you're headed. So the butterfly house, gorgeous. It's not a huge space, but they're only letting so many people in as well. So there's lots of distancing. See if we can capture. I'll try not to. Maybe a butterfly will land on us, I think. What are the odds? So I'll just try to hold it still if you can see all the butterflies flying. Beautiful.
That's so cool. This way, baby.
Yeah.
Look at the flowers on there.
So again, always some education, talking about the life cycle and butterflies, but also some beautiful plants that are attracting the butterflies through here as well. So if you maybe don't love things possibly landing on you, you might want to skip the butterfly house. But they're really just flitting about. So, ooh, as I say that, one landed on me. But not like a bird house. You know, if you've been to those places where the birds all fly around, Definitely not the same experience. And then of course, all the butterflies that we are waiting on hatching. Again, beautiful colors. There is some shade too, even though it looks sunny, definitely with the tenting and everything. So kind of just panning back so you can see how big it is in here. Again, asking everyone to keep their distance as much as they can. And again, that is much more controlled because of not having as many people in here right now as well. And then hopefully no butterflies escaping. Ooh. Like the one that just flew in front of my face. All right, that's the butterfly house. We're gonna kind of work our way over and see a few more topiaries. So the entrance to the land and Soarin', it is one way up one side and down the other. Entrance and exit, again, things I wouldn't mind seeing stay as well. Again, just going back to that distancing. And as you can see, less people over here, in part just because of what is over here, but that maybe a lot of people have tackled things here and now they're heading over to do the World Showcase. And these walkways, as you can see, really wide as well. One question I get a lot is, should I go to Epcot? Well, my kids like Epcot. I think Kelly, Jennifer, and I all agree Epcot is one of our favorite parks and one of our favorite parks for our children. My oldest will be 16, loves this park. He came here for the first time when he was 10 months old, so we're certainly sentimental when it comes to this park, but it is a great park as well. So just because it's definitely not as ride heavy, obviously, as Magic Kingdom and things like that, but there is a lot to do here. So keep that in mind as well, too. It's also it's a different kind of park as well. So you will get to explore and do things a little differently. How cute are all these butterfly murals? Oh, this little boy trying to keep his eyes open, it's so bright. Oh, all three kids. So cute. Whole family. Christmas party too.
Yeah, go get it.
So again, trying to keep the walls a little more decorative. Fun for the kids too. We'll scoot over this way. So again, crystal clear water. And these announcements are happening throughout as well. Just reminding you. And I always judge how busy a place is. One of the parks is based on the strollers. And there's strollers, but it's definitely not as crazy as it can be as well. So again, just a truly beautiful day here. Really lucky on how the weather has worked out as well. For our entire trip, actually. Really lucky. So heading towards the seas. I called it Finding Nemo earlier because that's what my kids call it. The seas with Nemo and friends. Super cute. Again, if you haven't been here in a while, or it's your first time, you won't notice as much, but the layout is a little different just because of the construction as well. So you kind of come right up here, come up and show them. It's so cute. Kids love this little part as well. Like this little boy just staring and watching. It's a really cute ride if you haven't been on it.
They talk, Jameson.
And then another great place for photos. You'll see the photographers, a lot of places. It's the memory maker. Now that you can take masks off, and even more reason to add that to your vacation package and have wonderful family photos. I don't know about you. Certainly never took enough if it was just us in the park. So stopping and having someone take it is a lovely thing. So this is what I'm talking about, the strollers. We have not yet talked about strollers, I don't think, too much in detail, but we will on a future Tuesday chat, but which stroller you should take. You definitely want to make sure you don't leave a lot of personal belongings as well. Your stroller is typically safe here, but it's not locked up and things like that. Cast members sometimes will move them. They're not moving them right now, but anything that's distinguishable, as you can see, there's a lot of strollers that look alike. So whether that's hanging a balloon or a ribbon or something, so you know which one your stroller is, so you don't accidentally take the wrong stroller, but you also find your own stroller, is really important as well. There, you can bring your own stroller to the parks. You can rent a stroller as well, either in the parks or with a service. Those are all things that we can help you with as well. We'll walk into the land for a few moments, and then I will probably sign off and then get on later, part of the World Showcase, or show you a little bit even later when it gets a little darker. Epcot at night is beautiful as well, so that's something too. So again, you're entering on one side. You can see all the markings on the ground if we had large crowds as well, just to make sure we're controlling everyone and keeping everyone safe and distanced as well. So just give you a little bit of a view in here. So a lot of options here as well. So you'll see Soarin' off to the left as I pan. You'll see the Garden Grill restaurant straight ahead. And then below us is Season. So this is a quick service. See a lot of room to sit in here. When we were here this morning, obviously the park had just opened. Very, very quiet. It's still quiet in here, honestly. I've heard it much louder. I mean, that's a large group down there, so you may hear them. Living with the Land is one of my favorite rides, and my children's as well. Again, completely sentimental, so might have to go live with that later on when we go on it. The Garden Grill restaurant is character dining, as well as it's a rotating restaurant. So don't think of it being on a ride. I'm going to stop here so you can see how slowly it's rotating. But you get a lot of different views, which is really cool. So you're seeing part of the Living with the Land. But you might see part of this view of where I just walked in. But we'll see if you can see it rotating. Really slowly how it's moving. I'll step back here so we're not right in someone's eating. But so that's Seasons that I mentioned. Straight across, you have Soarin' off to the right as well, and then Garden Grill is back here. I'm gonna just hold it here for a sec so you can see how it's moving, but it is moving slowly. So if you look at the Garden Grill sign and the man in the blue shirt underneath, and you can see he is slowly moving. He's under the N right now. For reference, this is considered a family style meal, so the food is brought to the table. It's not buffet. That's how it was even pre-pandemic, but it's great. It's kind of all you care to eat continues to come to your table as well. But as you can see, he is moving slowly. So when you think of a rotating restaurant and that's a little scary, don't let that part scare you as well. I also want to talk about the lines really quickly. Soarin', when we got in line, it said 45 minutes. We probably waited half an hour, I would say. Again, so much of it is the distancing, keeping people distanced in line, not putting a full group or, packing the rides full. So there's lots of space. So again, we were near no one the whole time. And then we went on test track and the wait said 60. We waited maybe 20. So don't let the, just know that they're there because so many other things are happening as well. So again, you can see everyone masked, trying to keep the flow. I can't see the Soarin' wait time. I'm sure it's a little bit longer now, but there's some fun quiz games to do while you're waiting. Living with the Land is still 5 minutes. That's always typically a shorter one, but I said we're gonna save that for later when it's hot and we just wanna come get in, so. So jump on and say hi. So Catherine with Wizarding Wands and Mickey Ears, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for waiting. Kind of jumped on a few minutes later than planned, but I will get on and do a stream. Thank you so much for subscribing. We have an amazing channel too, so if you're planning a visit, some how-tos, different things, so definitely get on and check that out. And thanks so much for watching, and until the next time, enjoy the journey.